asking for your opinion. Okay.
So Stephen, tell us, in your opinion, do you think science will overthrow religion in the near future?
It's an interesting question. I think essentially certain religious, I think specific religious institutions might get minimized, uh, like Christianity. I think recently, before I came here, I was reading about there was a poll surveying how many people were Christians or atheists in America, and I think there was an actual increase in the number of people becoming atheists. So, in terms of religious institutions and people adopting specific, types of religion, I think that's actually decreasing in a sense. But there is still religious thinking. There is still the habit of wanting to adopt a certain dogmatism. I think, and I think that's just the natural way that the brain works. We would tend to buy into a type of blind faith if we don't really have any knowledge to it. It doesn't even have to be religion. We could be following sort of political ideology that we don't really know about. Um, that's what happened in Germany, and that's what's happening in South Korea. Is that all other information is, or not South Korea, sorry, North Korea. All other information is blocked, and you're just believing this one idea, and you're just following it blindly without any other evidence. And so I think science will eventually expand, but I think scientific value in terms of thinking things in complete and perfect reasoning and observing reality in a complete objective manner, I don't think that will actually ever happen. And we have discussed this before, that science can be actually quite dogmatic sometimes. I mean, even though in its inherent definition it's not supposed to be like that.
And the things that cloud science, like desire for wealth, fame, power.
Yeah.
How much, as I was saying, how much of science is dependent on where the money is, right?
Yeah.
Pharmaceuticals and stuff.
Yeah, and I would say actually that those are actually sorts of different types of religious thinking, that they're not based on actual reality, that they're based on personal agendas, they're based on beliefs that you were socialized to believe, and you don't even know it's true or not. You're just taught to believe that way, and they bring defilements and bad habits, and you don't really observe them yourself. You just go with it. And so I think specific religious sects or denominations will get decreased in the future, but I think religious thinking, I just think that's just general habit of the mind. It tends to deviate away from reality because it's easier that way. So, but hopefully, in terms of meditation practice and not just Buddhism, but just the habit of seeing reality will expand more and more. People will have more peace and be more objective in a sense.
So. As I was saying, it's we've got these two forces, right? Many forces, but you can look at least these two forces. We're working in a good way, right? And to say that it's going to go one way or the other, it's really just going to be a struggle, right? There's always going to be forces of good and forces of evil. I mean, it really is that way.
Yeah.
That there is that in the world, and whether maybe the balance will never shift. Maybe it's a part of the universe to have yin and yang and so on. It's up to you whether you want to be on the winning side or the losing side, the good side or the bad side.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be a contrast for things to exist. You have to have good to have bad to exist, and vice versa. And I think that's always going to be the case. It's always going to be a minority of some people with different beliefs, and because everyone's different. You can't have everyone exactly the same. So, yeah, hopefully that's a good answer.
Yeah, I think it's very good.